Is there a particular area where you see most sites are failing when it comes to people with cognitive disorders?
Um, yeah, so I think the things that I've seen the most prominent are lack of clear instructions.
Okay.
So, um, not building a site. Sometimes we build a site product and we'll try and make it intuitive, but we'll make assumptions around if it's intuitive, we don't need to give guidance on what to do next. Whereas often there's some simple things we can do to say just a label or a little visual to say you need to go on to the next page, or you need to scroll down. This link is further down the page, or a lot of the time we'll try and build something intuitive and then stop there, rather than saying, okay, it's intuitive, but can we add some extra bits to make this to stop, so that we're not assuming that that we've done enough. So the little visual instructions or little things that can point somebody in the right direction, that can say, yeah, what you need to do next is over here on the next page, or
Yeah.
and we miss those things. We assume that people will know that there's a green button there, so green must be what we go to next. And we make a lot of assumptions around what people will understand and won't understand. Now, this is something that I'm saying this because I think I've seen it more prominently, because, as you know, Vernon, I don't know whether the call knows, my son's autistic. So I see him using software and apps all the time. And a lot of the time, there's an assumption that he will understand where he needs to go to next, just based on trying to make something intuitive. Whereas actually, he needs something explicit to say he needs to go on to the next page, or he needs to do the next thing, or he needs to go to the end of, in a game maybe, it needs something that guides him to say, you have not finished yet. Because if he thinks he's done what he needs to do, and then he's not doing what he expected to do, then he's going to get very quickly frustrated.
Yeah, sure.
And that's going to create an environment where he's either going to walk away from the app, the product, the website, whatever, or he's going to start getting, maybe worst case scenario, a meltdown, or getting frustrated or cross or shouting at it, and that's not a good experience for him. And there's varying degrees of that, but yeah, I think that being explicit about how to navigate the website, and adding a few aids and a few things that make that clear, and a combination of both visual and worded instructions. I think one of the things I see quite a lot is that people will use one or the other. So they'll think, well, we put visuals in, so we don't need to use text now. Actually, accessibility is about options, right? So it's about giving people the option to different things in front of them that give them the same instructions potentially, or the same guidance, or the same opportunity to move forward.
Yeah, that's your last couple of answers have really, I don't know what all of you think, but it's really made me think, for who? It's like you've made it accessible for who? And who's not made it accessible for seems to be the constant kind of theme. It's really
and neurodiversity is one of those big things that is quite often missed, just because it's probably one of the biggest challenges. It's not with a visual impairment. There's although it's not clear cut, people feel like it is, right? Yeah, it's a little bit more straightforward to say you can use a screen reader on this site, or you can use or there's some kind of audio support, or whatever. Whereas neurodiversity is such a wide range of things that you can look at and consider, that people sometimes it's just that it's a little bit too painful for people to consider.
Too much work, too much
effort, too much. Yeah, or they just don't know where to start.
Right.
So it gets put to the side, or we've done all the other stuff. So we've made an effort. That kind of when is making an effort enough?
Yeah. So remember all this, folks. This is great info from Matt here. Thank you very much for that question, Jill. That was an awesome question. Keep them coming, please. Please do.